I've been working with Dynatrace for almost 20 years, but today you no longer need that expertise to actually get value out of your observability data. Why? Because the new Dynatrace Assist allows you to now ask questions about what types of patterns do you have in your logs? Where are the hotspots in my traces? Or how can I optimize my Kubernetes and cloud configuration to optimize cost while still making sure that we are staying resilient? Now in this how-to video, I want to show you how this works. Let's get started. And we are on the Dynatrace Playground tenant. Now you can obviously do this in your own tenant, but what's new is on the left side in the menu, you can open up the Assist, or you can also just use Control-I, the shortcut for opening up the Dynatrace intelligence via the Assist. Now, it automatically welcomes you with a message and also with some prompts. Also be aware that on the bottom left, where it says Agentic, these are the new capabilities. And if it's not turned on for you, if this is grayed out, and follow the instructions on how to enable agentic behavior in Assist. Now, what I like about Assist, it goes side by side. You can also do it overlapping, right? You can see here, and then you have the ability to change the layout. The nice thing about the side by side is, depending on which app you're in, so for instance, let's open up the Logs app, right? If you're in the Logs app, then you will see that the Assist will automatically switch the preferred or some suggested prompts for you. Ingesting logs, that would be how to, finding errors, connecting logs with traces, alert on logs, or parse logs. So maybe we start with find errors. So you automatically get a couple of predefined prompts that we have seen in the industry as typically being used. So what you now see is the Dynatrace Assist will understand the question that I asked. It will, based on that question, load different skills. So one of the things that is new is we're automatically loading skills into our Dynatrace Assist. These are also skills that are available on GitHub. You will also find that link in the YouTube video description. That means everything you can do here, you could also do with your Copilot, with your Claude, with your Cursor, because we made all of these skills also available for you. Now, the next thing is loaded the skill, and then it executed the right queries for me. So the cool thing here is you can also see what type of queries is the Assist executing for you. For me, a great way to actually learn how to write or how to phrase and transfer my question into DQL. You see the query, you see the output, and if you want from here, you can also just continue the work in a notebook if you like that query and then maybe refine it. Now, coming back to the answer that we've received, it seems we have the top error sources. Not everywhere the log source is set, but we have some container, my OTel currency demo, there's an API gateway and so on, and also suggests me what to do next. All right. So this is it for logs. Let me show you another thing. If we are going into the services, let's go to services. Services app, I'm sure many of you are services owners. And as you probably know, right, you can obviously explore all the services. You can understand where you have performance problems, and you can analyze the traces. What I like, and I'm opening up a new conversation here, I like to understand things like service detection, key metrics, or slow database queries. This is actually one of my favorites. Many services are accessing a backend database. I've seen in my life many situations where database access was problematic, too many round trips to the database, the classical N+1 query problem, and so on. So now, what is Dynatrace Assist doing for me? You can see here it actually has two skills, the tracing skill and then also the tracing skill that is focused on analyzing database spans. And it immediately has detected slow database queries. It even now gives me information on how to optimize these SQL statements that are executed by my application. Now, if that isn't cool, I really don't know what else gets you excited. This is phenomenal, right? Okay, last use case that I want to highlight. I know many of you are working with Kubernetes, so I can open up the Kubernetes app. And in the Kubernetes app, just as before, right, we could analyze our clusters and dig through the data ourselves. What I can also do is I'm starting a new conversation, and you can see here, it gives me recommendations on how to add a cluster, checking pod errors. Understand utilization is a pretty cool one. which basically says which of my Kubernetes workloads are CPU or memory constrained, either through throttling or out of memories. show me the time series, top consumers, and auto-scaling suggestions. Very relevant. Now, what is happening? Same as before. It loads the skills. We have the Kubernetes skills. We also have a skill that is around workload health. Remember, all of these skills are also available on the Dynatrace GitHub account. It's called Dynatrace for AI. Now, in parallel, it executes a couple of different queries. I can obviously open up every single query to I see it's going through the throttle, the limit, the usage. As before, you can open all of this in the notebook. Let me make this a little bit bigger here, right? So overlay. And it gives me an immediate suggestion on, hey, which of my pods in which namespace and which cluster are not properly sized? Where are the limits not properly set? It also tells me about OOM killed workloads that we have, and also the top CPU consumers. Now, this is the true power of putting an AI like Dynatrace Assist with the Anthropic model, with our skills on top of Grail. Grail, the data lakehouse where you have your logs, your metrics, your traces, your configuration, your events, everything is in one spot, queryable through a single query language, DQL. And now with the power and the expertise of the AI and the skills, everybody becomes an expert. So I hope you like this. As I said, do me a favor. Assist is available in all of your SaaS environments, and make sure if on the bottom left the Agentic is grayed out, then follow the instructions on getting the Agentic capabilities enabled for you. And now it's your turn, because with Dynatrace Assist, everyone becomes an expert on observability data. You can ask all the questions you always wanted to ask. You can also get guidance on what you should focus on, what you should improve. So try it out in your own environment. Remember, Control-I to open it up, or through the menu bar. Also make sure to enable it, the Agentic mode. And keep us posted. Let us know what are your favorite prompts, what are the best findings that you have learned through Dynatrace Assist. See you soon.